Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bentley University's Dana Center, home of the Bentley Falcons. Today's Northeast 10 Championship matchup, presented by Visit Central Florida, features the visiting 2-seed Southern Connecticut State University Owls and the number 1-seeded Bentley University Falcons. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now it's time for the starting lineups. First, visiting Owls. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior from Guilford, Indiana, number 1, At forward, a 5'8" senior from Oakville, Ontario, number 2, Reyna Steinauer. At guard, a 5'4" graduate student from Orange, Connecticut, number 4, Jillian Martin. At forward, a 5'10" freshman from Falmouth, Massachusetts, number 11, Tish Blackwood. And at guard, a 5'11" sophomore from Oakville, Ontario, number 12, Taya Steinauer. The head coach of Southern Connecticut is Kate Lynch. Her assistant coaches are Stephanie Hiriak-Lund, Charlie Cairo, and Lorenzo Rivera. And now the starting lineup for your Bentley Falcons! Starting at guard, a 5'5" senior from Marion, Massachusetts, number 3, Cassidy Yeomans. At 46-foot junior.
You're watching the NE10 Women's Basketball Championship presented by Visit Central Florida. We're at the Dana Center in Waltham, Massachusetts, outside Boston, where the top 2 seeds battle for the NE10 Championship and a spot in the NCAA East Regional. The bracket to get us here was not very chalkish. Upsets in the opening round set up Bentley having to knock off St. Michael's in the second round, Southern Connecticut taking down Southern New Hampshire to set up a rematch of the championship from 2 seasons ago. And with that, we welcome you courtside here at the Dana Center alongside the former St. Rose head coach Karen Haig. My name is Joel Godet, and Karen, Bentley has now won 4 consecutive NE10 championships. No team has ever won 5 consecutive NE10 titles. What has led to the consistency here?
Well, it's just so super impressive, and I think it all starts with Coach Barbara Stevens' tenure. She built a dynasty here, and she did it the right way with character kids, great staff, and C. White was part of that program, so she's just continued to build it and grow it and keep the culture super healthy and do a fantastic job. And they have great support here.
C. White was a point guard when she played here, now the head coach, and her current point guard reminds her a lot of herself. Why does she love Cassie Yeomans?
She loves Cassie, and who doesn't? If you were a point guard like me, you love Cassie because she's a coach on the floor. She's just an extension of C. Her teammates trust her, her coaches trust her. She's a great play caller and just a tough all-around kid.
Southern Connecticut has beaten Bentley already once this season. If it wants to do it twice, how does Raina Steinauer need to impact the game?
Well, Raina is a matchup nightmare. She can take you inside, she can take you outside. So Bentley has to figure out who's going to guard her and how, and it's probably going to have to be by committee to a degree.
It's the number 1 seed Bentley, the number 2 seed Southern Connecticut will tip off the NE10 championship when we come on back. The Bentley Falcons looking for their 5th consecutive title, something that has never happened in NE10 history. Southern Connecticut trying to upset that apple cart. A rematch of our championship from 2024, and we are underway here in Waltham.
Cassie Yeomans already taking charge, calling the action.
3rd team all-conference point guard, the wily veteran, 3 in white at the top of your screen. First shot from Julia Eli, and it's rebounded by Hope Fox. She or Jillian Martin can run the point for Southern Connecticut. Number 1 and number 4 in navy blue. Coach Haig, this comes down to defense today. We're looking at 2 of the top 10 defenses in Division II.
Absolutely. They both force a lot of turnovers. Their teams both have very high IQs and communicate really well. So on a good day, Bentley can be tremendous and, hold teams under 50. But on a bad day, as Coach said, they can be really bad. I've yet to see it.
Last time these teams met in the regular season was January 31st. Here's Armbrister, buries a corner 3. Last time they met was January 31st. Bentley was held to 39 points by Southern's defense.
Southern is really disruptive. Get up in passing lanes. They get a lot of deflections, a lot of tips, create a lot of havoc.
Jillian Martin, the layup. Bentley averages 67 points a game. That's 3rd best in the Northeast 10. This is a squad that participated in the Elite 8 a year ago. Their first trip that far in the NCAA tournament since a Final Four in 2016 and a national title 2 years prior. Eli picks it up and throws it away.
Great hustle play. She's on the floor, diving for the ball. That's what you want to see in these championships. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of that today out of both of these squads.
Kate Lynch, the head coach in her 13th season, although she has been in New Haven for a very long time, played her college ball at Southern Connecticut.
She was a terror when she was a player. I had the opportunity to coach against her for 4 years, and she was quite a force to be reckoned with.
Opportunity or misfortune?
Both. Classy kid, classy athlete all the way. So she's one of those kids you root for even when she's against you.
Raina Steinauer, the leading scorer for Southern, misses her first look of the day. Here's that pace from Bentley. Up ahead to Brennan Duran. Good defense to break it up. Bentley on the ground again.
Seeing some nerves here.
Armbrister in the corner. It's nerves, but it's also hustle. Like, these are gritty plays.
A lot of grit, a lot of hustle, but the ball's flying around a little bit.
Armbrister has 5. Bentley has hit 2 of its first 4 shots. Tish Blackwood, the freshman of the year.
Smooth. She's smooth. She's a player who's really come into her own. After Jada Williams went down, coach has been so pleased with her development.
Number 11 in blue, out of Falmouth, Massachusetts, calls Cape Cod home. But really took over as the primary post player mid-January for Southern Connecticut. Rebound off the Duran miss because Jada Williams, the Temple transfer, who was playing really well in the fall, went down. Hope Fox strong take.
Right around all the defenders, straight to the rim.
Coach, what's it like to have to retool your entire front court because of what your personnel changes?
Well, it's difficult, and you know what? It happens to almost every coach, almost every season. But Southern, I think, has done exceptionally well, and Tish stepping up the way she has is amazing for a freshman.
Nia Morgan just sidestepped her, though. First bucket for the first team all-conference performer.
And they credit Jada for working a lot with Tish and kind of mentoring her, and she's really gaining confidence and coming into her own here.
And that's hard if you're an injured player to step into that role. Sometimes you don't want to, right? You're down. Here is Blackwood. Good take.
Strong take to the rim.
Honored as a second-team all-conference performer, and fouls Duran.
And so far, Southern's doing a really good job of getting back in transition.
That's C. White in her 6th season as the head coach. She, like Kate Lynch, played here at Bentley. Well, Kate Lynch played at Southern, but played for the team she works for now. And had to fill, in C. White's words, clown-sized shoes when she took over for her mentor.
Yeah, we have 2 very proud alumni coaching these teams. And they care a lot about how they represent their fellow alums and their institution. They both are deeply committed to these programs.
2 points for Duran. C. White replacing the Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer in Barbara Stevens.
Yeah, and as C pointed out, you want to commit to a situation where the person before you wasn't successful, not a Naismith Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you're the person that replaces the person?
Right.
That replaced the person? Hope Fox is off to a good start. How about the stat line that Hope Fox had in the semis? 20 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, no turnovers, 5 steals, 3 blocks. That is absolutely stuffing.
That's as good as it gets.
Silky smooth from Brennan Duran. Her first field goal has been on fire lately.
She's a 35% three-point shooter. I'm not sure why they gave her that wide berth there.
Tough look inside. Yeoman's bumping with the Rookie of the Year. And that's a foul on Tish Blackwood. Early turn, her second.
That's going to hurt. She's on her way out. Coach Lynch not happy about this.
Head tilted looking at Eric Ferris, saying, we're calling that one in a title game.
Let him play.
Ariana Gherkin comes in off the bench, number 10 in blue. Eli going to attack the person in off the bench. Goes up off of her own miss and will put a foul on Gherkin. So now you've got to watch the post issues here for Southern Connecticut. 3 early fouls and a 12-10 lead for the Bentley Falcons, with a spot guaranteed in the NCAA tournament at stake.
It's no surprise to see these two teams in the Northeast 10 Conference Championship game for the second time in 3 years, especially when you look at the leadership for these two programs. On the Bentley side of things, head coach C. White was an assistant coach on the 2014 undefeated national championship team, of which assistant coach Christiana McColas was the point guard. Also throw in the fact that associate head coach Ann McInerney led Merrimack to back-to-back Final Fours in 2004 and 2005. Meanwhile, for Southern Connecticut, head coach Kate Lynch and assistant coach Stephanie Hiriak-Lunds, both part of the 2007 national championship team. No surprise here. Bottom line, lots of winners on both benches.
Not only winners on both benches, Steve, but also coach continuity on both benches with those assistants too.
Super important. Kate Lynch played for a great mentor in Joe Frager, who went on to do a great job at Fairfield. So she's got a great pedigree.
Couple of free throws for Julia Eli. What's Kate Lynch thinking right now? She's got her starting 5 on the bench with 2 fouls, and her replacement, Gherkin, just picked up one before the break.
I think she's just trying to settle her team down, weather the storm. She may have to put Tish back in, before the traditional second half, like a lot of coaches do when someone's got 2. We'll see.
Armbrister, the rebound of the Fox miss. I mean, every team has a point in a game where they have to go small at some juncture. Morgan twisting inside, Gherkin the rebound. Here comes Steinauer, the younger of the two. This is the elder, Reyna. Offense a little bit out of sorts here for the Owls.
Yeah, they need to try to take advantage of some of the mismatches they have out here.
Here's Martin, plenty of time on the shot clock. Now it's down to 3. Gotta go. It's a shot clock violation. That is why you're looking at 2 of the best defenses in the country.
And I'll tell you, Bentley, they've got some mismatches with little, quicker kids against their big kids, but their length, Bentley's length is keeping them at bay and keeping them from going around them, and they need to start spreading the floor, going around them.
What's it feel like when you see length and those walls close in?
As a ball handler, it's scary, and your first instinct is put it down, put it on the floor, put your head down, or get rid of it, and they need to remain calm and be patient.
Eli patient through the initial double team.
Oh, great step through.
Bucket just didn't want to fall.
Nope.
Steinauer trying to beat that length down the floor and dribbled it off her own leg.
Yeah, Southern's looking a little flustered right now. They just need to take a breath. No, there's plenty of time, regroup.
I thought Kate Lynch was interesting this week when she said, we've been in this position before. It's an incredibly veteran team. They played in this championship 2 years ago. They've played in an NCAA tournament. And she said, we've been in these spots before, and we've failed before, as Yeomans rattles the 3 around and out. And they've learned from those experiences, but like the acknowledgement of having been here before and what that feeling can do to help you the second time around was interesting.
Yes, I love that, and I love that she's using failure as a positive.
Morgan wide open because of an illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
On the catch, I'm like, that shouldn't be right. Yeah, there was a reason for it. It's the first foul on Duran, sophomore out of Belgrade, Maine, just north of the capital.
Taya Steiner bringing the ball. That's interesting.
12 in blue, transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne. Horizon League Rookie of the Week twice last year,
pop.
So she's got that pedigree. And there's the pop for Gherkin. Everything considered, it's a 2-point game. Inside Eli, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, which you have to be happy with if you're Kate Lynch, that they're keeping it close with their star on the bench.
Rejected by Cherish Bryant. 5'6" off the bench, but the timing was perfect.
Perfect. That's athleticism.
Another look at Cherish Bryant out of nowhere.
Wow. Great help side. Coming at the right moment. Perfect timing.
Freshmen don't often play at Bentley, do they?
No, they all wait their turn till their junior year, typically.
See White called it Bentley time.
Yes.
Steinauer. It's her first bucket. Fourth leading scorer in the conference. She averages almost 16 a game.
Yeah, if they can get Raina going, that will be a big help for Southern.
Tried to get it inside to Michaela Cooper on the first effort. Steinauer did a good job defensively. Now Eli spinning through the double. That was silky.
Great move, smooth.
Cycle it back out, Sentence to an open Steinauer. Rebound Cooper. 10 in white, Julia Eli, somebody that bided their time, really didn't play significant minutes until this year. As a senior, C. White said she has had a fantastic year.
Yeah, she's shooting 49% from the field, which is impressive.
Morgan went in the spin cycle.
Possibly a little bit out of control, but she's getting rewarded for it. Strong take.
Foul on Steinauer. Taya is her first. Two of the three Steinauers. So you get a look at C. White. Their sister Kiana also played at Southern.
I bet you she's in the stands somewhere.
That's what we call foreshadowing, people.
Seriously.
Yeoman's will inbound. Bentley 6 of its first 14, 43%. Eli wanted to shoot it, drives it instead. Raina Steinauer the rebound.
It's good defense there. She forced a tough angle on that shot. Needed to get it higher on the glass.
Good crossover. Sentence, the transfer from Central Connecticut. Inside a minute to go here in the first. Three from Martin. Money.
Smooth. Sentence had a fantastic outing in the semi. It really came off the bench to spark her team. Deep.
An answer. It's Morgan short, rebounded by Cooper, and the C's just parted. The ball didn't want to go down first. That's not been a friendly rim to Bentley.
Not at all, but that was a great aggressive rebound. Went right in there. Great putback.
2-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Allie
Sentence.
Sentence not concerned.
She can shoot the three, she can get to the rim.
All of a sudden, we've got a barn burner here at the end of the first. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go. Over the top, Eli. Yes.
Even versus the double team. They were fronting her and they were behind her. She had a great angle for a tough shot. Finished strong.
That is 8 first quarter points from Julia Eli, and she helps Bentley surge into the second quarter. 3-point lead.
So what does it mean to be an AIC student? It means hands-on learning experiences in the classroom and beyond. It means fostering your creativity and finding your voice. It means being a part of an inclusive and diverse community. It means building your relationships that will last a lifetime. Being an AIC student means finding where you belong, and you belong at AIC.
Even as now someone who's 10 years removed from college, going back there, it just feels like going home.
So St. Mike's Way to me means leading through action, and that's something that I get to do every day here.
Bentley leads Southern Connecticut by 3 as we get set for the second quarter. A year after Bentley was hunting history, Falcons senior class looking for 4 conference championships in 4 years. They got the job done. It was a 10-point win over rival Assumption. Launched Bentley to an eventual regional championship as well. Made it all the way to the NCAA Elite 8. C. White has won a few things here. Barbara Stevens, her mentor and predecessor as well. But that's a gulf in NE10 championship titles.
No question about it. This is the gauntlet right here.
Here's a stat for you. Of all the Division II NCAA tournaments, Bentley has played in them all except 3. Insane. Armbrister, a rejection of Steinauer, and then a foul after it to boot. What's it like? What's it feel like coming here to play as you get another look?
Well, you know, as a coach, you always have a chip on your shoulder, and you feel like you're playing 5-on-6 with the crowd and the Bentley name, and you just try to get your kids to forget the name on the front of the jersey and just worry about possession by possession.
A little bit of a help today because the students are on break, but it's still a pretty good showing at the Dana Center.
Great crowd here. They're loud. Thought that might have been a kick ball there.
Illegal screen. That's 2 on Duran. Both of them illegal screens. 2 fouls, 2 illegal screens. And Michaela Cooper shaking her head at her, just saying, hey, shake it off. That's good senior leadership. What leads to a flurry of illegal screens when you're a younger player specifically?
Getting over anxious, you know, trying to get somewhere quickly, the tendency to lean to help your teammate. If your teammate isn't coming off it tight enough, you know, it's really your teammate's fault a lot of times because they're forcing you to take a step or lean in, and it should be called on the dribbler.
Yeah, it's not that I set the screen in the wrong place.
Right.
It's that you
got to use it.
I think you should take that up with the rules committee.
I agree.
2 of the best defenses in the country. We are set for a barn burner, though. Bentley's on pace for more than 90 points. And that ball sent right to the crowd.
Tough pass. Right idea, but didn't deliver it. Steinauer was there, but it was not a good angle on that pass.
Bentley, 8 of its first 18, 2 of 6 from 3. It has hit all 4 free throws a quarter in. First team all-conference player, Nia Morgan from Swampscott up near Salem, Massachusetts. Armbrister, D1 transfer, floater off the front side iron.
Great rebound.
And a foul on Cherish Bryan. All right, they're calling it close here early. What does that tell you as a player in terms of how you have to adjust?
I think, you know, refs tend to set the tone early, and you've got to adjust. You know, they're not going to adjust to the game. The game has to adjust to how the officials are calling it.
Is that easier said than done?
Much. And as far as the illegal screen, getting back to that, I don't think it's called nearly enough because I think illegal screens are set over and over. And most officials don't do a great job calling it. Today, I think they've done a really good job.
Shot clock's inside 10. Sentence into a double team. How about that finish?
I don't know how she made that shot. They rushed at her as she was looking at the 3. Nice spin move to the basket. She was able to get around her because, again, when you have someone who can shoot it like she can, they have to charge out. And there she goes, taking it strong. That was an impossible angle. Got bumped twice. She's coming into her own here in the postseason play.
Armbrister hit with the foul. Sentence had 18 in the semifinal win.
I believe she was 4 of 9 from the 3.
She was.
So that's on the scouting report for Bentley for sure. So they're going to be closing her out hard, which gives her the opportunity to get to the rim.
Double team jostled up Eli. Shot clock inside 10.
And here's that disruptive defense that Coach Lynch likes to play.
Good screen from Eli that time. Shot clock at 1. That did go, but it did not get off in time.
Great elevation on that shot. It was just a little too late. That was a great defensive possession by Southern Connecticut. They're getting fingertips on the ball, making Bentley hurry.
Southern's held Bentley scoreless for 2 minutes, giving itself a chance to get back in front. Sentence, ride the hot hand. Shot clock inside 10 again. These defenses grinding their opponents down. Shot clock at 2. Sentence gotta go. Well, she did get the shot off.
These teams are playing some outstanding defense, and I'm amazed that the score is what it is based upon that.
When you're an offense, we haven't seen panic yet. There's a pretty good patience and read here, but when you get inside 10, what has to change?
Well, you got to make things happen, and so you either got to clear the floor for get it in a ball handler's hands, a slasher's hands, or set up a stagger for your best shooter.
Yeoman's blocked.
You know, in Bentley's case, maybe clear it out, isolate your post, bang it inside. Get
like
it to number 10.
Break glass in case of emergency offense.
Yes. And most teams have a 10-second kind of call that they'll go to. Head tap, nose touch, ear pull.
All three?
All three, yeah.
Morgan through Pan's Labyrinth, blocked by Gherkin again. But Eli will head to the free throw line off the foul.
She got through that defense like a running back and wasn't able to convert.
I don't think running backs get through that cleanly. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Brian will go to the bench. So Eli back to the free throw line. We talk about biding your time. 14 minutes as a freshman, 15 as a sophomore. Her minutes went down as a junior, but rewarded with an all-conference selection this year, playing the best basketball of her career, biding her time. C. White said came into school in September in March shape. Absolutely took this year seriously.
She said she's the hardest off-season worker in the program, and it shows. She's really made great strides. 9 points, 6 boards a game, making a big contribution.
And in D2, you're off on your own in the summer.
That's right.
Sentence's 3 is butter.
She's doing what she does best, but I'm really impressed with how she's mixing it up today, inside and outside. There's the double team.
Eli forced it through. Gherkin has the rebound. She's played really well since Tish Blackwood went out with 2 fouls.
Yes, and as Coach Lynch said, she's a role player who does whatever's needed of her. Good rebounder, good defender. She takes up space inside.
Good mid-range shooter. That one a little long. Morgan the rebound.
But the bigs really running the floor.
Armbruster 3. Missed off the front side.
Great tip by Reyna. Get a hand on that ball, tip it out to her teammate.
I think that's the first time we've really called Armbruster since an early 3. She is this team's offensive engine at 11 points a game. Struggled in the semis as well. Taya Steinauer, a triple up top, and Southern Connecticut on a heater.
That's what they can do.
It's a 9-1 run for the Owls. Hey, they trailed 15-2 in the semis and came back. There's not a deficit that's too daunting.
No, and that's true for both teams here, Joel. You know, I've watched a lot of games this year, and they both can get down early, but they don't panic, and they just keep chipping away.
Eli touches every side of the rim. First bucket of the quarter, she had 8 points in the first.
I'm sure that was discussed in the quarter break.
And the one putting the ball in the bucket, yeah, we got to stop that, guys.
This is an interesting matchup.
Sentence gave up the open 3. Eli the closeout, and then the deflection. Good trailing D. And finally, we will get a stoppage. It felt like that opening in the second quarter went on forever. 3-point lead for Southern Connecticut State on that 9-1 run.
Beautiful play action there to create that 3-point opportunity.
The Northeast 10 Basketball Championship presented by Visit Central Florida. Experience the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.org. Take a look at Kyle Lewis winning Adelphi, the men's lacrosse national championship last year. St. Anselm field hockey in overtime as well. If you were an NE10 fan last year, there were a lot of overtime national championships. That woman knows a thing or two about national championships. Barbara Stevens, the Hall of Famer, 2014 national champions here with Bentley women's basketball. Absolute legend in this conference. What made her so special as a colleague?
Well, she was a great colleague. She was humble, never arrogant, could have been, and just even-keeled and supportive to the entire basketball community. Couldn't find a classier act.
Her Falcons team on the wrong end of a 9-1 run right now. What's Southern changed over the last 5 minutes?
I think they just settled in a little bit, and they've picked up their defensive intensity.
Offensive rebound, that's the 8th for Bentley.
They can't keep giving up offensive rebounds. It's way too many. They've got to try to find a way to keep Bentley off the offensive glass.
Southern Connecticut has 10 rebounds. Bentley has 8 offensive rebounds. Now, part of that, Tish Blackwood on the bench for Southern Connecticut with those 2 early fouls. The luxury, though, if you're Kate Lynch, you're up by 3, so it's not hurting you on the scoreboard that much.
Right. And Tish gets 9 a game. There's a big height discrepancy here now.
Tough pass, but it got to Martin. And a rebound to Nia Morgan. Bentley's just 1 of 8 in the quarter. Michaela Cooper is desperate for the ball inside. Cherish Bryant missing the 3 and sentenced the rebound.
That was a late closeout, so Southern Connecticut dodged a bullet on that one. They're a little late getting out on that shooter.
Inside to Steinauer. First team all-conference player, held only to 2 points so far. Had 21 in Southern's win against Bentley. Rebound Bryant.
Allie Sentence taking it to the basket again without success this time.
And a foul on Steinauer. That's her first.
Ely did a great job getting straight to the rim, right to the rack, and forcing that cross-the-arm foul.
What's the difference in putting your head down and driving to the point where it becomes bad offense and putting your head down and driving to the point where you put defensive pressure?
I think it depends on how you're being guarded and where the help side is. Because a lot of times you put your head down, you don't see that help side, and the next thing you know, the foul's on you. You've charged. Instead of getting the block, you're getting the charge.
And I stand corrected. That's actually the second on Raina Steinauer. So she goes to the bench, and now for 3:15, Kate Lynch is going to cross her fingers and have Steinauer and Tish Blackwood on the bench right there. Actually, both Steinauers are on the bench, but left has 2 fouls, right has 2 fouls.
I would think they're going to try to slow it down here a little bit. They're running a set.
For Gherkin.
Nice slip of that screen.
Martin in the pick and roll. Goes to the second option and then eventually to Gherkin. That's great offense.
That is great offense. They decoyed the pick and roll and gave it to the other kid on the other side, on the weak side, and executed it perfectly.
Nia Morgan on the take. Had to kind of see that coming a little bit. Ava Orlando checked in. So Cass Yeomans is on the bench. Morgan's the ball handler and the go-to option. Fox turns around and scores.
That's a great move. She gets in the lane trying to create for a teammate, fakes the pass out, has an opening, sees it, finishes.
So and something tells me the pass out was what she wanted to do.
Yes.
Wasn't there.
Agreed.
Kept her cool.
Yes, didn't panic, didn't brick.
We've got a fumble. Kate Lynch wanted a timeout, but a held ball is going to keep it here.
Everything's on the line here, and both teams are playing that way, diving on the floor, really getting after it.
And what's cool is both of these teams are making the NCAA tournament, right? Like, this is not in doubt. This is not a one-bid situation. The conference might get 6 bids into the Division II NCAA field. But how much do you want to win a conference title?
No question about it.
That's what's on the line.
It doesn't matter that you're going to the NCAA tournament next week. Right now, what matters to these teams and coaches is winning. And
Now,
they can't turn it off.
The difference for Southern is that 2 years ago when they were in this game, they needed to win to get to the NCAA tournament. Cooper, a 3.
Great inside, outside. Ely being doubled, smart enough to kick it back for the 3.
A little bit of the maturation of this unit. And a timeout taken by Kate Lynch. A lot of the players that are on this team were contributors on that finalist team from 2024. That fell short and ultimately missed out on the NCAA tournament. Well, we mentioned foreshadowing earlier. We told you that there is a third Steinauer. We've got Reyna, we've got Kiana, or excuse me, we've got Reyna, we've got Taya. I ruined the bit. 2 of the key players for Southern Connecticut, but we also have Kiana Steinauer, their sister, on her phone right there, dead center, and actually Mr. Steinauer on the right, Mrs. Steinauer on the left in that picture as well. There is Kiana at Southern, and her 2 sisters. Kate Lynch was funny. She's like, you never know what one decision is going to trigger. 10 years ago, Kiana comes here, and then you've got a decade of Steinauers in New Haven.
Yes, and that's been a blessing. They're a competitive family, successful athletes. That both parents, the dad played football, the mom played basketball, and they know how to win, and they're positive, great kids from what Coach Lynch says. And they just love playing basketball.
Sentence has her pocket nearly picked. You got time here, shot clock at 9. And a moving screen. If that's Steinauer, it's her second. And it is. So that's now 2 on Reyna, 2 on Taya, 2 on Tish Blackwood. And Steinauer goes to the bench. First action of Maya Henry today. And now Kate Lynch is saying, please, for the love of all that is holy, have everything go fine for the next 125.
Yes, she's just holding her breath. Bated breath, and I'm sure that's what she was talking about in the huddle. Just settle it down. No fouls, no easy looks.
Travel by Nia Morgan. All things considered, though, Southern Connecticut's up by 4. Like, house money.
House money is right. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with the job that Michaela Cooper is doing defensively. She's playing kids much smaller than she is, keeping them out of the lane, using that length and athleticism. She's done a great job.
Hope Fox screened for 3. And the rebound saved by Southern, but to Orlando. Caught in the corner, and timeout, C. White. So she saves possession with 48 seconds left to go in the half.
Southern saw an opportunity to trap. They took it. They took time off the clock, and they forced a timeout. It's great defensive play. We call those opportunity traps.
Are you okay burning that timeout there? You good with 3 in the second half? You burn that timeout there instead of having 4 going into the second half. You're comfortable with 3 and save possession now.
Well, you kind of have to. And it's sort of instinctual. You just bang it maybe before you really think the whole thing through. But with the medias and the quarters, that's helpful.
You are Chris Webber's best friend right there. See, it's just instinctual. What are you drawing up here? Final 48 seconds. You got a full shot clock.
Yeah, you want to use your shot clock. You want to be patient. I would probably go for a touch for my post, for my big. Ely hasn't done much recently, but she started out so strong. Go for a high percentage look and a score. Have somebody ready for her to kick it out to at the 3 if she gets doubled.
Eli's lurking at the bottom of the lane. Orlando, a deep 3. Nearly hit that from Orlando.
I don't know that that was what was drawn up. Awful quick.
Still a 7-second difference, game clock, shot clock, and Yeomans is set to check back in for that next Bentley possession if they can get her on the floor.
Ooh, little contact there.
Fox, downhill drive, leaves it short. Eli the rebound. Up ahead, Morgan catches the touchdown and then gets stripped baseline. There is no call And with 11.4 to play, Yeomans will come back in, and Bentley has one final possession.
Those are great hustle plays on both ends of the floor. Great job getting that ball up ahead.
All the way up for Morgan. Can you get Eli involved? She's going to set the screen. No, she's going to let Morgan go to work.
Well, that's not a bad call either.
Rebound Fox, and won't
Give
get
her
anything
space.
off. Well, Southern Connecticut, top 3 players potentially in foul trouble, and Bentley chasing. It is a 4-point lead for the number 2 seed on the road in the NE10 championship. Halftime coverage rolls on when we return you to Waltham. Oh, we'll go to Steve with Kate Lynch. I got ahead of myself. I'm excited for our halftime coverage. Let's go to Steve.
What's the emphasis? All right, Coach, as expected, a hard-fought physical game between these two teams. What did you like about your team's play in the first half?
Our energy, our effort. Bentley's a great basketball team, so they went on some really nice runs there. I think we weathered them, and I think we had our runs of our own as well. So I like our energy, our effort, and our focus.
Going to the locker room at halftime, what are the focal points when you talk to the team about how you want to play in the second half and areas you might want to shore up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about their inside presence. They're really looking inside on us, so we have to show our proper help and making sure, we try to deny Nia Morgan as much as we can and limit her touches. But we're just going to go in, stay focused, and reemphasize the things we want to talk about.
That's your time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Joel and Coach, back to you.
Steve, thank you. Now we will step aside. It is time for our halftime coverage here in Waltham with a 4-point lead for Southern Connecticut. Halftime in Waltham, where Southern Connecticut leads Bentley by 4. We've talked a lot about C. White being a player in her time here at Bentley as a point guard. Now she's the coach, not just a coach. She is an alum who sees a lot of herself in her current point guard, Cassidy Yeomans.
Whether it was right for me or not, I was dead set Bentley. Like, that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to play at Bentley. I wasn't good enough. They were probably barely recruiting me until my junior year, when I started to just really prove that, I think I can do this. And if I'm not ready yet, I will be. So if you just take a chance on me, I'll prove that I'll get better every single day. I want that for myself still to this day, but I also want that for my student athletes. You know, we're really proud of our student athletes, and when we recruit them, you know, there's something you see in them that reminds you of yourself, and you're like, okay, that's the kind of drive and work ethic I want. And I love those kids with chips on their shoulders that, you know, maybe were overlooked by some of the mid-majors, and then they're going to prove every day that they're that good. Cassie Yeomans is 100% me. It just, like, I saw it when I was recruiting her. And the funny thing was, we didn't need a point guard that year, and nor did they need a point guard my year, but they took a chance on me. And we didn't need a point guard in Cass's class, but we took a chance on her. And it has been just the best chance we've ever taken, ever. Cassie Yeomans is literally one of the best human beings, like, I've ever met. She's also has the best basketball IQ of any point guard we've had, a fierce competitor. Like, she doesn't know how to lose. I mean, we're talking, they'll play pickup in no matter where they are. It could be preseason, postseason, her team doesn't lose. And I think it's not just because of how good and talented she is, what she is, it's how they play for her. It's how the 4 people that are playing with her play for her. And as a point guard, it's the best compliment you can have.
At Adelphi University, extraordinary happens every day. Our classes, smaller. Our academics, world-class. Financial aid, generous. Clubs and organizations to choose from, over 90. Average graduating salaries, higher, over $80,000 a year. A U.S. News and World Report Best College with over 75 undergraduate programs and career guidance that's won national recognition. More scholarships, more internships. Expect extraordinary at Adelphi University.
Heroes drills it to right field, and it is gone!
I think the NE10 is probably one of the better Division II conferences.
In this conference, anybody can beat anybody. And every year there's always a handful of upsets. You know, all the coaches are kind of tracking, and you'll look and you'll be like, whoa, okay, that changes things.
I love the NE10. Not even just saying that because I'm on camera right now. I actually do really love the NE10.
I'll say this just straight up. We feel like we could beat a lot of Division I schools, especially in in the Northeast, and we'll play them anytime.
We look at all the sports across the landscape, and we have national champions in multiple sports. We have Final Four, you know, teams in multiple sports, and you know, I think every coach in the NE10, you know, especially, you know, from a football standpoint, kind of looks at it and says, why not us?
Even internationally, people know it's a very good competition here.
The sky's the limit if you're, you know, willing to come in and do the work. You know, if you're a talented athlete and you're willing to work hard and, you know, and follow the process, you can do anything. I mean, Jordan Davis was the #1 American collegiate thrower of all time, regardless of divisions. He also worked incredibly hard.
In the professional level, like if you're good enough, just like in college, if they're good enough, they'll find you. And I think what we try to do in the football program, and I'm sure like all the other sports, we try to be the best we can be every single day. Our culture is driven. I think if you put your best foot forward each and every day, those opportunities will present themselves.
You can do it in your 10. Find your reason at St. Anselm College, a nationally ranked liberal arts college on a beautiful hilltop overlooking Manchester, New Hampshire, where we offer more than 100 academic programs to excite your passions, push your thinking, and help you discover your purpose. Schedule your visit today.
Good business. Two words that don't always go together, except at one place where they've lived in harmony for over a century, Bentley University. Here, we believe good business is making a profit and having a purpose. It's using artificial intelligence with human intelligence. It's being a force in the classroom and a force in the world. And it's building generational wealth and making an impact for generations to come. Bentley University. It's just good business.
Halftime here in Waltham, where Southern Connecticut leads Bentley 32-28. We are in Waltham, definitely not Ireland. Don't tell Katie Williamson that, though. Don't tell her that the Northeast isn't home, because the Southern Connecticut alum was dominant on the hardwood and excelled as a representative for the conference and her school off of it as well.
Katie Williamson is obviously the person that comes to mind. For me, somebody who exemplifies what it was and what it is to be a Division II student athlete, both on the court, off the court, and in the community. I mean, on the court, she was a two-time captain for us, 1,000-point scorer, all-conference player in the Northeast 10. Off the court, she was an excellent student. You know, her 4 years, she was 3.5 or higher GPA, and her graduate degree, she was a perfect 4.0. She was also a recipient of our university's President's Award, which is, you know, that's a big deal here on campus. You know, and obviously she was a national, you know, representative for the NE10 in Zach. So, you know, she really took it upon herself to take every opportunity and really seize that moment, and she made the most out of her Division II experience. Katie came in very mature anyway, and I think a lot of international student athletes can come in that way, but you know, her personality was always very, very outgoing. She was super intelligent. She has a really nice way with people. And, you know, for her, she's going to be successful in anything that she does in life, whether it's going to be here in the States or overseas in Ireland. I think those opportunities at Division II have really set her up for success.
Back here at the break where it's a Southern Connecticut State lead over Bentley, 32-28. Alongside the coach Karen Haig, my name is Joel Godette. That first half, when you consider that Southern was in such foul trouble, went about as perfectly as Kate Lynch could have asked for.
Kate Lynch can't be unhappy about the way that worked. Her kids really stepped up the energy defensively, and they were able to score when they needed to score. They had a really balanced attack in that first half.
Allie Sentence, Ariana Gherkin, both were great coming off of the bench when they needed to. Tish Blackwood played 4 minutes in the first half as the rookie of the year in this conference, and then the Steinauers each picked up 2 late too.
And the great thing that Allie Sentence did was after going 4 for 9 from the 3 in the semi, she came out, scouted to be shooting the 3, faked the 3, got herself to the rim several times. Really, really nice job of being versatile and adapting to what the defense is giving you.
Now let's talk about where Bentley is right now, because Julia Eli, really good first half, especially really good first quarter.
Great first quarter. What'd she have, 8 in the first? She's got 12 in the half. She's stepped up big to make a difference tonight.
You look at Bentley, just 2 of 10 from behind the three-point line, 3rd in the conference from three-point range this season.
Yes, and they were hot in warm-ups. I guess they're feeling a little tight again, but that's Southern's ability to disrupt and get in your head a little bit.
Before we get into the second half, you got to look at C. White talking to her huddle. It's a player's coach, right? We've talked about the roles that each of these coaches had. They don't know that we have these photos.
They're fantastic.
C. White.
She looks like she's wearing her big brother's uniform.
Then Cece White. And Kate Lynch winning a national championship in 2007. Had 4 double-doubles from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8 to the Final Four to the national championship game. When, and this is the changing landscape of NCAA athletics, when Southern Connecticut State beat Florida Gulf Coast. They took down Dunk City. In the national championship game. All right, so we get set for the second half tip. Karen, biggest keys here in the first 2 minutes for you are what?
I think Southern's going to want to get Tish going right away, and I think Bentley is going to want to assert their dominance in the paint right away.
Raina Steinauer back in and immediately gets going. Not only did she have 2 fouls in the first half, she only had 2 points, so that's key.
Beautiful dribble skip, wide open layup.
Armbrister started us with a 3 and starts the second half with a 3.
And there's your answer. Smooth shot, again, short closeout. They got to get up on her.
Armbrister was scoreless in the semifinals for the first time this season. Blackwood only played those 4 minutes in the first half, didn't want to pick up a 3rd foul, so got away from the loose ball. And Bentley is going to salvage possession.
That was a scrum.
Yeomans threw it off of Blackwood.
But again, she's always pushing tempo, always looking for the open teammate, always looking to create for her teammates.
Kickball violation. Still penalties ball.
Into Duran. Eli. Nice move on Blackwood, and then fouled from the backside. That is 3 on a now deflated Steinauer. You can just see the shoulders drop, Karen.
Yes, you see her body language. And in that situation, she may have to just concede that bucket because they cannot afford to have their best player, leading scorer, sitting on the bench less than 2 minutes into the second half.
You've got to know how to play defense without fouling, but how hard is that as a competitor to know in a situation, I'm better to not contest right now?
Yes, and she didn't have an angle. She was behind the play. She had no shot. She's not tall enough to get her from behind to block it. So that was a poor decision on Raina's part.
Eli makes it a 1-point game. These teams split the regular season meeting 75-62, a Bentley win, and then 57-39, the Southern win. Defense absolutely locked up Bentley for 4 third-quarter points.
Yeah, it's getting really loud in here. There's an answer.
Southern Connecticut quiets it. Hope Fox is a near 40% shooter.
She did a great job using that screen. Her footwork was solid. She came, she turned, catch and shoot.
Duran wanted the feed inside to Eli. Morgan probing, the double comes. Eli put it on the floor and traveled.
And that mistake is a result of the hard denial defense that Southern Connecticut plays. You've got the ball, you're looking to distribute it, and there's no one to go to, so you put it on the floor.
I mean, just a moxie three there from Hope Fox.
Beautiful three.
The Elite 24 award winner. Best academic player at the championship site at the NCAA tournament.
Again.
Or at the NE10 tournament, I should say, 2 years ago. Into Blackwood, Fox picks it up. Steinauer, and Taya misses. Blackwood can't control the rebound.
Had a finger on it, but couldn't get it up over Eli.
Morgan, that's a bucket you shouldn't make. Absolute contortionism.
Right up the lane, 1-on-2, possibly 2.5. There was a third helper coming in. They give her space and let her go to work.
Blackwood spins, short corner jumper for Gherkin. Rebound offensive. That hasn't been a strength for Southern so far today.
No, they've been out offensive rebounds big time today.
Bentley outrunning. Inside for Duran.
And when you have a point guard with Cassie's vision and a post that runs the floor like Duran, that's a winning combination.
And a timeout, Kate Lynch, with the game tied up at 37.
Look at that athleticism. She floats, she hangs, perfect angle.
Today is the day you graduate from Southern New Hampshire University.
I've been waiting for this day my whole life.
The fact that I get to walk across the stage and get my degree, it's honestly unreal.
Don't ever stop. Keep on believing in yourself. It is never too late.
If you're out there and wondering if you could be an SNHU graduate, today is the day to find out.
Visit snhu.edu.
Forget the humble brag. Our pride is sky high. We're ranked nationally for research and third in Connecticut. Recognized by U.S. News, Carnegie, and Fulbright. With 19 NCAA Division II sports teams, advanced research, small classes, and caring professors. Plus, limitless career opportunities in New Haven, Connecticut's top college city. We've earned our recognition. It's your turn. Leading the way. Southern Connecticut State University.
Had the chance to talk to Bentley head coach C. White at halftime. She liked her team's offensive spacing and the inside focus early on. But when Southern Connecticut adjusted and sank down, she didn't like the way her team adjusted to that. Wants the ball moving hotter and quicker. Keep Southern Connecticut moving, open up some gaps that way. Hopefully it'll spark the offense. So far, so good for Bentley.
Steve, thank you. When you talk about moving the ball quickly, Cassidy Yeomans is the person to do that.
She absolutely is. Really terrific vision. And as C. White pointed out, that was recognized by all the coaches in the Northeast 10 who voted her on the third team All-Star, despite, not a stunning stat line.
Yeah, a pedestrian number. Her assist to turnover ratio is phenomenal.
3-1, unbelievable.
But 8 points a game, the numbers don't jump out at you, and when there's only so many all-conference positions, Armbruster knocks down the jumper. For coaches to acknowledge what you mean to a team and be able to see that on a daily basis is huge.
It is huge, but I think that's a tribute to Cassidy that she shows that. She's every coach's dream. Every coach wants that player on their team, that point guard.
Bentley has retaken the lead here at 39-37. Sentence from Connecticut. And the rebound, Bentley.
That was from Connecticut. Deep shot, just missed, right on target, just a little short.
Southern now scoreless for the last 2:20. Yeomans can score. Duran the rebound, right back up, and free throws forthcoming.
Strong rebound, went to the other side of the rim. It got a hold of her wrist. There's the miss, short closeout. And Allie Sentence trying to help out on the boards there.
Duran only has 7 points. She has been one of the best players in the NE10 over the last month or so. 15 a game over the final 7 games. You talk about growing up and coming into your own as a sophomore. It clicked in February.
You love to see that for a player, particularly a young player. Her best basketball is certainly ahead of her. She's going to gain so much confidence from this experience.
And didn't really play much as a freshman. There were so many seniors on last year's NE10 championship Bentley squad. Got a hand check.
Well, Bentley just reloads.
And you look at the bench for Bentley, and you never know what you're going to get from any of those youngsters. Because sometimes your rookie of the year isn't always the best rookie, because sometimes the best rookie isn't playing on a really good team.
Perhaps. Although I think Tish earned her, yes, yeah. She's earned her stripes.
Steinauer, great move.
Has a beautiful ball fake. She got her defender up in the air, but again, just short.
They get it into Duran.
Looking for the high-low, beautiful pass, great seal.
Everything there was everything great offensively happened except for the bucket.
They did a great job creating the mismatch with Sentence having to guard the big.
Martin saved that from going to the backcourt, but to the wrong team. And Armbruster, there is no foul. That's a clean recovery by Jillian Martin. Really awesome hustle.
That's a great hustle play. She snuck right in there, hit the ball when it was down low. Beautiful take there. That's just smooth basketball. She thought she was going to the rim.
The Northeast 10 Basketball Championship is presented by Visit Central Florida. Experience the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.org. The national championship photos from the 2007 Southern Connecticut team, the 2014 Bentley team. The 2014 Bentley team, undefeated, untouchable. You coached against them. How good was that team?
They were incredible. They were top to bottom, really, really tough. I don't like to think about it. It gives me nightmares.
I was just going to say, did I bring up a bad memory? It's a 3-point Bentley lead with 4:20 left to go here in the third. Those were the Lauren
nice
Batista
spacing
teams.
here. Yes, and Lauren Batista was a tremendous player.
Morgan drove it, and a little bit of a bailout with 6 on the shot clock. And the foul's on Taya Steinauer.
I thought she got there, but this is a great officiating crew. I'm sure they saw it properly.
So that's now 3 on Taya Steinauer, 3 on Raina Steinauer. Raina remains on the bench, the team's leading scorer, first team all-conference. Boy, they are working hard to get it into Durant.
Again, that high-low, and she's got a size mismatch.
Eli can shoot the 3, but that's what she wants to do in the rebound sentence.
I think Tisch got away with one there. They could easily have blown a foul on that call.
Southern Connecticut here in the third quarter, just 2 for 9. Watched a 4-point lead evaporate into a 3-point deficit. Sentence had a great second quarter, so ride the horse that got you to the dance.
Absolutely, and again, outsized, did a great job of just putting her head down, getting up high off the glass, and finishing against a kid probably 6-7 inches taller than she is.
Rebound Southern. They've been beaten on the boards pretty soundly. It's a 9 rebound differential.
And as a coach, that's one of those stats that you hate to see if you're on the short end of that stick, because it's a super important stat. Rebounding wins championships.
Great defense by Armbrister, deflected it right back to Southern. Fox to Steinauer, and a foul on the floor. Armbrister just bulldozed Hope Fox.
Bentley foul number 5, Keelan Armbrister is her second personal, second team foul.
Ouch.
She's a little late on the help and then just couldn't change directions to get back to the shooter. But it looked like it was going to be a steal going the other way, so that's what had her off balance, I believe.
Back to Fox and into Blackwood. Haven't really been able to get her going offensively, and a held ball gives Bentley possession. Blackwood only played 4 minutes in the first half because of her 2 fouls. Scored 2 buckets in those 4 minutes. Has not scored since returning here in the third quarter.
I think it's important to remember that she's a freshman. This is the first time she's in this magnitude type of game. And having sat so long in the first half, there may still be a bit of nerves at play here.
Not even nerves, but like, how do you just get your body into the flow of the game?
Rust.
13 on the shot clock. Give it back to Yeomans. Good closeout by Martin. Better screen by Armbrister.
Nice switch by the defense on that play.
3 on the shot clock. Morgan has range. Just caught iron. And Armbrister tried to save that. It'll be a Southern basketball. The offensive rebounding numbers, we mentioned the rebounding numbers, but the offensive rebounds, 10-3. I mean, Bentley has created opportunity after opportunity. Big reason why they've been able to come back and take a lead.
Absolutely. And with the size advantage that they have, it's not a surprising statistic.
Wanted that backdoor pass to Fox.
They do a great job setting that up with the dribble drive.
Martin down the lane. Blackwood the rebound, doing her job. Couldn't get underneath the bucket to score.
I think Martin was anticipating contact on that one, and she just went a little too hard.
Duran, concerted effort to get the sophomore involved. Rebound Sentence. It's her 6th board, leads Southern.
Martin taking charge now. She's the veteran, coach on the floor.
Almost 5 assists a game.
They're going to look to her to make something happen here.
And a double dribble. That is not the something that Kate Lynch had in mind.
That is definitely not the something, and that's surprising coming from this veteran, 6-year player, senior.
And I think Kate Lynch just fairly sternly talked to Hope Fox in just like a settle things down manner, trying to get the boats righted. Southern just 3 of 12 from the floor here in the 3rd quarter.
Their defense is keeping them in this thing right now.
Armbruster open. Rebound Steinauer on the weak side.
Fox totally bit on that little fake that she threw. She got the open look, but couldn't convert it.
Wanted Steinauer for the trailing 3. Steinauer got the ball. Into Blackwood cutting. Good defense by Duran.
Great defense by Duran and a tough angle for Blackwood. She got too far under. Couldn't make the layup.
Final 20 seconds. There is a 3-second game clock, shot clock difference.
Dribble handoffs on top.
Active hands by Jillian Martin. It's not a backcourt because of the deflection, and the shot clock was down to 1 as a held ball was called. And that's a killer for Southern Connecticut. They'll get the ball with 4 seconds left, but they were about to have a shot clock violation.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one, but it's a hustle play, and they got the ball back, so all's well that ends well.
Now, where are you going here?
I'm going to Hope Fox. And make sure Allie's ready to catch and shoot.
Eli checks in to replace Duran. Sentence will be top of your screen in the corner. Hope Fox is the inbounder. So see if she can get it right back. Heave by Steinauer. She had time. And Kate Lynch just looked at her freshman, or excuse me, her sophomore, and said, slow down.
Yeah, you can go the length of the floor in 4 seconds.
So the game sped up on the Owls, and Bentley leads by 1.
Pace University gets people where they want to go. Through immersive academics, real-world experiences, a customized approach that takes career goals and turns them into reality. And it all happens in the most connected location on Earth. No wonder Pace is among the top colleges and universities in the U.S. for highest earning alumni. In New York City, in Westchester County, and online, go-getters go to Pace.
I'm joined by Naismith Hall of Famer and legendary head coach Barbara Stevens. Coach, you've known C. White for a very long time. High school, as a player, as an assistant coach. What makes her the perfect fit for the head coaching role here at Bentley?
Number one, her familiarity with everything that we have done over the many years she's been here. I mean, she came here as a high school player for camp. We got her here as a recruit, and she's just carried on the legacy of our program, which I'm so proud of her.
So I know you've been, quote, retired for a few years now, but from a coach's perspective in the stands, what do you think of this game? It's been a good one.
Oh, I thought I retired to get over this feeling, you know? But what intensity, just what a fantastic game this is.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Steve, thank you. Armbrister. And the rebound down to Hope Fox. Karen, you're retired as well, but do you still get the butterflies watching basketball?
I have them right now. And yes, I do. Sometimes it gets a little hectic in my living room when I'm watching one of these games. I'm trying to keep it under wraps right now.
I was like, you don't even have a dog in the fight. Barbara Stevens is locked on Bentley.
They're all my dogs. I love the Northeast 10. I think it's an awesome conference. And I have so much respect for all these coaches.
Oh, Hope Fox with 2 on the shot clock. Pulled that out of a bag of tricks nobody else has ever found.
She just pulled that move out. This kid wants to win this game, and she's ready to take it over and do whatever she has to do. I'm so impressed with the way she plays and with the intensity she's attacking this game.
Southern back up by a point. Armbrister, transfer from UT Martin. Good shot alteration by Blackwood.
Great help side defense there from Blackwood.
Here's Fox. The slide came over, and that back tap by Cooper. No call.
Might have been a little contact on that one.
Bryant into Cooper. Good ball movement. Armbrister, too much time.
Run out, close out, but she was late. Hope was trying to help inside and then get to the shooter. Bentley did a great job of finding her in the corner, wide open.
Third 3 for Armbrister. She's local from Hyde Park in Massachusetts, but went to Florida Atlantic first, then UT Martin, has found herself transferring back home.
Yeah, Coach said she's so happy to be here. It's a great fit for her. She loves playing. She loves her teammates.
Heads down to double Blackwood. Cannot convert, wanted a foul call. Yeomans.
Cooper playing solid minutes here for Bentley. Not going to light up the stat sheet, but she's doing a lot of little things well, like that high-low pass.
Eli got tied up, though, and Hope Fox going to be whistled for a foul.
Hope Fox just doing what she needs to do, getting to the rim, taking it 1-on-2. Great spin move.
Hope Fox with the foul will check out.
She could probably use that breather based on how hard she's been playing.
She's not in trouble. It's just her second. But
right.
Change up the lineup a little bit.
And Allie's just played so well here in these playoffs.
Eli. Screens. Morgan a 3. Well offline. Raina Steinauer the rebound. First team all conference. Can she rise to the occasion here in the fourth quarter for her team? Bentley's held her in check to 4 points.
And I think she rushed that shot. She needed to come off the screen, maybe another step.
Blackwood with hard contact. The bucket won't go, but every Bentley fan, coach and player, wanted a charge.
I can see why, but that was a great defensive play, and there might have been a little bit of accentuating the hit.
I'm not good enough at the laws of inertia to figure that one out. Blackwood
She
finishes with
it,
a
though.
touch.
Ball don't lie.
First bucket since the first quarter for the Rookie of the Year in the NE10, Tish Blackwood.
Great help side there by Steinauer. Cutting off that baseline.
We talked about the Steinauers and their sister Kiana both of their parents being athletes. Not only do they come from a competitive family, competitively smart. Her dad is the president of a CFL team. Hamilton Tiger Cats has won the Grey Cup, Yeoman's 3. It's like they understand what it's like to be in these pressure situations. And Raina even said, I've seen him win the Grey Cup. It motivates me to come out, try to do it myself.
Right. Great family, a great Canadian connection that Southern has created there, getting really super talented athletes from Canada to come play for them.
Allie Sentence as well. Here's Steinauer in the corner, and Taya hits a 3. First bucket for the Purdue-Fort Wayne transfer, and it gives Southern Connecticut the lead.
Big 3, penetrating kick, simple basketball.
Morgan thought about stepping back for it. It's a 6-0 run for Southern Connecticut. Bentley scoreless for 2.5 minutes.
Southern's doing a great job stifling Morgan.
Turnover, Bentley. We've seen 2 different quarters here in the second half. Bentley was rocking in the third, and now the tables have turned back.
Yes, bit of a momentum change here after that big 3. What you don't want to happen after a big 3 like that by your opponent is a turnover. You want to answer it with a big play yourself. Sentence.
Drives Duran, and the rebound stays here.
Again, mixing it up, not being the catch and shoot kid, curling off that screen, trying to get to the rim.
And Sentence has taken 8 shots today, only 3 of them threes, as a 43% three-point shooter. Blackwood on Eli. Good kick. Martin's open. Martin connects.
When you have a kid who can score inside like Blackwood, you got to pay attention to her, and that's what frees up your shooters. And vice versa. It works in reverse.
Bentley had a turnover after the last big 3. Eli here.
Trying to back her down. Good job defending without fouling.
Morgan a triple. Air ball caught by Sentence, and Southern Connecticut has not only shifted momentum, it's grabbed it full throttle.
Maybe rush that shot a little bit, maybe trying to do a little too much. A lot of pressure when you're a first team All-Star.
Baseline drive rejected by Bryant. That's the second block for the 5'6" Cherish Bryant. Takes us to our last media timeout. So gather your thoughts on the bench, because from here on out, it is crunch time in the NE10 championship. Winner here advances to the NCAA tournament with the auto berth from the NE10. The loser's also going to the NCAA tournament, but we'll find out seeds and hosts of regions. That's tonight at 10:30 on NCAA.com. The regional rankings give us a pretty good predictor. We haven't had any upsets of top seeds in any of the conference tournaments in the East region, so Bentley could be in position to host if it wins. Southern could be in position to pull us down to New Haven for some pizza if they win.
And as an alum of the National Committee, I can tell you that committee's on the phone all day and most of the night today trying to get this right in terms of the brackets and everything else.
5 on the shot clock for Sentence, and the runner is good. Allie Sentence has been everything today.
Everything. And that mid-range, step-through move, we haven't seen her mid-range. We've seen her get to the rim, we've seen her shoot the 3, and now she's showing us her mid-range game.
Armbrister blocked but fouled. That's the second on Sentence. This is the 3 from Southern.
Second team foul.
Making the move, Euro step.
Cherish Bryant to the line, shoot 2.
Smooth.
Cherish Bryant at the line, a 68% free throw shooter.
Sentence having a game of her life, really carrying this team.
Played at the Division I level, and played. She started 17 games at Central Connecticut State. And it was that Ontario connection, actually misses Steinauer, and a foul off the rebound against Southern. And that is on Blackwood. Is it on Blackwood? Steinauer. That's 4 on Taya Steinauer. And her sister Raina just gave her a shove, as if basically to say, I think A, it was you have to go stand over there, but also stay in the game here.
What are you doing, sis? And not wanting her to pick up another quick one, Coach Lynch gets her down for a minute or 2.
That's a walk. And Raina Steinauer with the awesome defense.
That's great defense. She cut her off. And here comes the press. Oh, I'm wrong. Looked like they were setting it up.
Bentley's only lost once in conference this year. Its last loss was January 31st. That was to Southern. Prior to that, January 1st against Damon. And we get a foul on the Falcons. They have won 4 consecutive NE10 championships. Nobody has ever won 5.
Nope. And Blackwood did a great job right there. Tried to get a step. She didn't, but she embraced the contact, leaned into it, got the foul, got to the line.
Blackwood at the stripe.
64% free throw shooter.
You also have to look back at the first time these teams met, which was back on January 4th. That was the game that Bentley beat Southern. And Tish Blackwood turned the ball over 9 times. It was her first game in this role because it was right after Jada Williams had been injured. And it was a completely new role for a freshman, a completely new lineup for Southern. This is not the same team. It's an evolution of a season.
That's true, and C. White pointed that out when we spoke to her. You know, this is not the same team. This is the team that beat them on January 31st.
And a reach-in on Raina Steinauer. Red alerts now for Southern Connecticut. That is 4 on each Steinauer sister.
And she doesn't like that call, but it was the right call. She definitely reached in across the body and didn't need to foul her that far from the basket.
Good news is that Blackwood has yet to pick up a foul in the second half. So she's out of fouls harm's way. Nia Morgan's a deadly three-point shooter.
Switching that screen.
Armbrister's great too. Missed long, and the rebound, Hope Fox. Bentley's 1 of 7 in the quarter. Southern Connecticut surging back in front.
Hope Fox for a guard. Tremendous rebounder, and that just shows you her grit and her tenacity.
Yeoman's great defender.
She refuses the double screen on the right, takes it to the rim on the left, draws a foul. Great play.
First one on the captain for Bentley.
There she goes, refuses the double, the stagger, takes it in strong.
Putting the active ankle braces to the test there. Fox is an 88% free throw shooter. And if she makes this, it will be a game-high lead for Southern Connecticut. Stays at 8 points.
Big rebound.
And it's Steinauer back in with 4 fouls, unafraid.
It's a great rebound. It's super important.
Blackwood rips baseline, hit the backboard.
Big
Steinauer back up, no. Another rebound, Steinauer. I don't know how she got out of traffic.
What a motor that kid has. Unbelievable.
Remember, Bentley was leading the rebounding battle by 10 at one point. It's now even. 3 on the shot clock. Sentence just heaved. And the air ball rebounded by Morgan.
Shot clock winding down, but they took some time off the clock, and that's the main thing they need to do now. Defend, not foul. Take care of the ball. Score a couple buckets. Simple.
Armbrister against Steinauer, fade away. And Blackwood is fouled, reaching for the ball. Hey, she said, if I'm not rebounding, I'm not doing my job. And not only that, she's drawing fouls too.
That's great, and not to put the Maluki on her, but if you're going to foul someone, that's who you want to foul. Because this team, they're not at the line yet, but once that happens, they're going to be going after number 11.
It's the 3rd foul on Bentley, so still 1 more to give. Do keep that in your back pocket in case they need to foul themselves back in. Bentley will shoot on the next Southern foul. Blackwood just got stolen by Morgan. 2-on-2. Morgan through Fox, got her own miss and is fouled. So Nia Morgan, great free throw shooter, to the stripe.
They probably want Hope Fox to have the ball in her hands the majority of the time here.
Take me inside a Bentley player's mind right now, because they haven't been in this situation a lot. Bentley is 22-3. So what is it like down 8 with 1:25 left to go? And remember, we've talked about how good Bentley is as a program, but for a lot of these student athletes, it's their first time in the spotlight on this stage.
Yes, as Coach pointed out, you got to try to build each other up. You got to try to believe, and you can see some nerves out there on some of these players' faces. They're not accustomed to this, and it's, for some of them, their first time in a championship contest.
Morgan hits both.
Substitute for Bentley, number 5, came to Armbrister. For Southern Connecticut, number 11, Tish Blackwood.
You know, you jokingly asked C. White, like, hey, are you bored yet? Are you bored of all the winning?
I don't think she's bored right now.
She gave a great answer, though, because it's the idea that every unit is different.
Right.
And it's the first time that this group is experiencing this kind of success and being the 1 seed and hosting a championship. And you look down the roster, and there really are a bunch of student athletes who are in much different roles than they've ever been in. So yes, there's winning, but the experience is different.
Exactly. Exactly. And maybe we're seeing a little bit of that right now, and just being unaccustomed to having to come back like this. They're going to foul, I'm sure.
Steinauer's caught, just threw it away to her own teammate, though, and then Morgan comes away with it. Morgan's open. Dynamite. Put her hands on her head like she didn't even believe it.
They're trying to foul.
And Martin's going to circle it around in the front court. Timeout, Kate Lynch.
Looked like Bentley was really trying to foul over there in front of their bench, and they couldn't get it.
It is a full Owls timeout. Full Owls timeout.
Watch Morgan put her hands on her head. Oh, this is
a wild sequence. Ran into their own player.
Now watch Morgan's reaction.
I think she's been so frustrated tonight. And, you know, as we know, she's very hard on herself and a bit of a perfectionist. So when she finally makes a big play, it's relief.
What's going on in that huddle? If you're Southern Connecticut.
Oh, in that huddle, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. They're just trying to stay the course. You want your best free throw shooters on the floor. Take care of the ball, don't over dribble. Expect a double, expect a foul. But I want the ball in Martin or Fox's hands for sure. Take care of it.
Bentley is 101-18 all time in the NE10 tournament. Stonehill, who's no longer in the league, has the next most wins at 54. Bentley wins. Flex the Falcon wins. Southern Connecticut trying to upend that apple cart in what would be its first tournament title in nearly 2 decades. They're going to play it out.
Bentley not going to foul. Hand check.
And that's tough with 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, at that point, maybe you just want to play the possession out.
Christiana Bacolis, assistant coach on the Bentley bench, just sat there, jaw dropped. They got 1 more to give, so no free throws, but it reset the shot clock. And there's the foul, and now the free throws. No matter what, it's going to be a 2-possession game.
Correct. And this could be the biggest free throws of this career for Jill Martin.
Jillian Martin is a 6th-year, second-year captain. She is an 82% free throw shooter. And 1 more forthcoming. There is a contingent of Southern Connecticut fans on their feet. I don't know if that's nerves or excitement.
I think those are the Bentley folks.
They're all in blue.
They're all in blue. So am I. I knew it was safe today. So Bentley's going to take that timeout, advance the ball.
2 timeouts remaining for the Falcons, 1 timeout remaining for Southern Connecticut. You go back to Morgan for a 3. Even before you do that, you don't need a 3 here. You've got 37 seconds, right?
Exactly. I think you take whatever you can get, but you take it quickly.
How often does that happen where, okay, you've got a little bit of time, you're kind of in that middle zone, and then all of a sudden the possession's 25 seconds and you're in trouble?
Exactly. And, 7 seconds isn't a lot of time, but it's plenty of time. They'd like to get one off more quickly than that, maybe get an and one.
Our star watch off the top, Cassidy Yeomans, the point guard for Bentley, has 4 assists today without turning the ball over. Raina Steinauer's been held in check for Southern Connecticut, only 4 points. The big motor, Hope Fox with 12, Allie Sentence with 12, and then don't underestimate Gherkin's play in the first half when Blackwood had foul trouble.
She was outstanding, and I think Allie Sentence, both in the semis and tonight, has really stepped up to fill the void.
Bentley basketball with 37 to go. Down 6. Morgan off the screen. Quick release. Missed it short. Rebound. There's a foul. And if it's on Steinauer, she's done. And Taya Steinauer has fouled out with 28 seconds to go.
That was a very well executed inbounds play. They set up the stagger. They got a good look from Morgan. She just couldn't make it drop.
The Steinhauers applauding their daughter and sister. And Kate Lynch, in a great piece of coaching, just went over and said, hey, great job, and gave her a high five. 2 more great years ahead of that young lady. Cherish Bryant has a chance to cut this down to a 4-point game here.
68% free throw shooter. Sure, there's some nerves for this freshman.
Ice cold.
Excuse me, freshman. She didn't show those nerves on that.
Yeah, her nerves are ice cold. She's...
Ice in her veins?
Yeah, that. Second one. Missed. It's a 5-point game. Rebounded by Southern Connecticut. Reach in on Yeomans. And now the Owls and the Owl faithful can start to feel it.
Really heads up by Yeomans to get a quick hard foul. She might have gotten away with a steal. But Southern got the ball in the right person's hands.
The regular season win that Southern had back on January 31st, so critical here, because Bentley is like the Giant, and it's hard to slay the Giant. Last year it lost 1 time in the regular season, got to the Elite 8. You beat them in the regular season, you come into a conference championship game and say, listen, we've done this.
No question about that. That whole mystique, you know you've been here before. And Jill Martin just put those free throws in like she was at a shoot-around with rap music playing in the background.
12 points for Martin. It's now a 7-point game with 25 seconds to go. What pizza will be at Southern Connecticut's celebration if they seal the game here?
I'm going Frank Pepe's. White pizza with clam. Chef's kiss.
I was thinking just chain, but sure, we can get into the details. Yeah.
Frank Pepe's fantastic, the best.
Only in New Haven. Like you can't go to the satellite places.
I'm
told it's the water.
I will lower myself if I'm driving through through Hartford. I will stop there because it's as close. I never get to New Haven anymore.
25 seconds left.
So Southern doesn't have to think about trying to foul here or anything, fancy or crazy. They just need to be solid.
Nora Saluja had just checked in to be a taller inbounder, with Steinhauer guarding the inbound, and we get a hold before the ball ever gets inbounded. That's 3 on Tish Blackwood, and it puts Durant at the line without having to kill any time.
As a coach, you really don't want to see something like that happen.
We call those teachable moments.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Duran misses. The job done on her defensively, I don't think we can say enough about. We mentioned 15 a game over the last 3 weeks. She's only picked up 7.
They've done a great job, and it's been defense by committee.
Now 8, and timeout taken by Bentley. Excuse me, by Southern Connecticut. That is the last Kate Lynch timeout.
Bentley has to foul here, and I'm sure Southern is going to put the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooters, which there are several. And unless the Falcon disrupts it, we're going to have 2 more makes.
Southern Connecticut has won a national championship. Kate Lynch has won a national championship. But as a coach, what are the butterflies in her stomach right now, trying to keep her team's butterflies down?
It's impossible. It's hard to describe. Her blood pressure is through the roof. Her heart rate probably feels like she just did a bunch of sprints.
Martin, Yeomans is desperately trying to get to her, and finally the foul will put Jillian Martin at the free throw line.
Great job by Martin avoiding that initially. Ticking off a few seconds.
Kate Lynch told us we've been here before, and we failed in that opportunity. We learned a lot from that. Raina Steinauer played significant minutes in that game. Jillian Martin played significantly in that game. Hope Fox. They all had the opportunity to come back this year and make it back to this stage. And as the number 2 seed coming on the road, it looks like Southern Connecticut is going to ice their first NE10 championship in nearly 2 decades.
And the way Jill steps up to that line is cool, collected, calm, routine. She knew she was making 2.
Final timeout called. Bentley takes it. With 21.6 to go, it is an 8-point game. Now, if we've learned anything from the men's game yesterday, where St. Anselm knocked off St. Michael's, the Purple Knights did make it interesting in the last 20 seconds. They had it down to a 2-possession game. Ball security here.
Absolutely. And Bentley needs any kind of score they can get. They can't be choosy, whether it's a 2 or a 3.
Both sets of fans are asking for noise for 2 distinctly different reasons.
We may see Morgan coming off another stagger.
Duran fumbled. Morgan gotta go. Way offline. And that might do it with 14 seconds to go.
Pressure. Here comes the foul.
So Martin back to the stripe. She has iced this thing tremendously at the free throw line today. Southern Connecticut is 8 of 11. Only took 1 free throw in the first half.
Yeah, it was, I think, 6 or 8 ahead for Bentley in the first half, and they've done a great job getting themselves to the line in the second half.
I don't know what's bigger. The fact that they could win the NE10 championship or the fact that they might be in line to host the NCAA regional this week.
Well, that's huge, hosting that tournament, having your home crowd, and they've been doing a really good job filling the stands.
They had 1,200 in the semis.
Yes, rare miss there.
Final 10 seconds. Duran with her foot on the line. Morgan can't control it. And it's a Southern Connecticut ball. And the party is starting on the SCSU bench. Somewhere in New Haven, they're screaming SC.
The home run play.
The final seconds are gone. And for the first time since 2007, it's Southern Connecticut. Southern Connecticut last won an NE10 championship the year it won the national championship when Kate Lynch was in college. And they slay the number 1 seed in the Dana Center. 59-50 is your final.
What a great accomplishment for Southern Connecticut. It's not easy to win this league, and it certainly is not easy to do at Bentley. Hats off to Bentley on a phenomenal season. I think both of these teams are going to make a lot of noise in the NCAA tournament. But a really well-played game. Fans got their money's worth for sure.
Let's go to Steve Zerdelian with the victorious head coach.
Here with Kate Lynch. Coach, it's been a long time in coming. It's been almost 20 years since you won the title as a player. Now you get one as a coach. How does it feel?
It feels great. I'm just really proud of this group in particular. They set out to do some things, and they had some goals this year, and they accomplished this one. And it's been fun to be their coach this year. I'm grateful to be on this journey with them, but I'm really proud of this group.
As usual, you had contributions across the board. Everybody coming up with key plays when it mattered, especially down the stretch.
Yeah. We have a very selfless basketball team. They celebrate other success before their own, and I think that shows out on the court. So again, I'm just proud of their energy, their effort. I'm proud of their focus and their poise down the stretch.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can get Hope Fox in here. And I think it was appropriate that she dribbled out the clock at the end, too. So see if we can get Hope Fox in here for a quick word. Hi, Hope. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Emotions.
Sorry, it's a lot.
That's okay. Emotions must be all over the place now. What are you feeling?
Honestly, it's kind of surreal because the past year we lost in the semifinals to Bentley. The year before we lost in the finals. So just to do this with a group of girls that I love so much, it's incredible.
So you got a group here that has players who are playing their final year, a lot of maturity on this group, and then you add in Tish to the mix, and the chemistry has really come together.
No, it really has. Starting the year off, it kind of took a while for us to blend together, but we knew if we just kept working hard, like good things would come for us. So we've just stuck with it and played our game.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your teammates. Joel and Coach, back to you.
Steve, thank you so much. It is the first victory for Southern Connecticut since, as Kate Lynch said, or as Steve said, Kate Lynch was a player back in 2007. 59-50 is your final score. And that wraps it up for the conference slate. The NCAA tournament is next. Both of these teams most certainly are going to be dancing. For Karen Haig and Steve Zerdelian, our producer-director Jared Fieldsen, and the rest of our crew here in Waltham, my name is Joel Godet, saying so long from Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of the Northeast 10, Southern Connecticut State, your conference champions in 2026.